Thank you. Okay. Now it's working. My voice mod decided to crash. Also, why am I? Oh, that's why. Anywho, let's try that from the top here. Sup, little souls? It's Reaver here. We're gonna be playing some more, I did this twice. We're gonna be doing some art, so sit down, relax, and enjoy. And I'm feeling a little bit crappy today. I didn't get enough sleep, and my sinuses have decided that it's time to drain snot down in my throat. Better known as nasal drainage, and it sucks. It gives me a sore throat from time to time. And so we're gonna just hop right in. So brace yourselves. I have to adjust the volume of my music that I play when I'm doing my art. So I'm sorry for the coughing. That was from my nasal drainage, because I just sat up and basically breathed in a bunch of snot. Anyways, there you go. Should be a little bit more tolerable. Maybe a little bit louder. Even me, I get irritated with the music. Anywho, I've been working on this piece for a while. So let me figure out all the layers here for a moment, because it's gonna take me a moment to figure out what layers I'm working with. What was this? I don't know. That. That. There's the bars that aren't going to be permanent. Lips. Nose. Nose. Okay, that can go for now. That can go. That can probably go temporarily. Or actually, it'll stay there. I need to do that snake. Fix that snake. What in the world? Oh. Okay. Where that fixes. Okay. 12 is that layer. Okay. So there's still too much to work with, so I'm going to make him invis for a bit, because there's still too much to work with. I'm still not done with her layering. Let me make sure I can get... Yeah. I just got some sort of notification on my phone. Bear with me here. Checking all the usual places real quick. Okay, it doesn't look like it was anything too important. So we're just gonna go right back into doing art here. I just don't know where to start at the moment. I could stay down for a bit. I will need to redo that. That layer doesn't need to be there. Where is that? Okay, so right. This layer 18. All over trying to figure out what it's for, but still can't figure it out. It's just an accidental blank. So that's what it's looking like at the moment. I'll leave it and create a new layer. What I need to do is fix this arm here. an orange. Dark orange here. Drop this to 3. There. Alright. Now we can just drag this out. It still doesn't feel right. But then this also needs to get revised. So maybe like that. There. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. And then I need to remove those for another thing. Because I need to do, I guess I can leave it there. So, about my character here, I'm doing this as an update to my boyfriend's profile picture on his Twitch, is so that giving it a little bit of dimension like this allows a little bit more intrigue, like a little bit more of a 3D effect. Like this mask is clearly supposed to be a 3D object, but it's not exactly visually that at the moment until I can get all the parts. And obviously I haven't done anything with the hair, but I think I need to start merging layers. Like these two here can be merged. And those two, the eyes. And then that also can be merged. That takes care of that portion of the mask. The ear. It's still just doing line art here for it. Oh, that's probably what was the notification. Okay. Reached my phone before it reached me. Anywho. Go over here and check the chat. I do keep checking chat because I am going to be doing this for an hour, and I might as well just make sure I can poke my head on in wherever I can. It's in here. Still don't know what that was for. That one's fine. I need to do, that layer is not permanent. I need to find, okay, that layer doesn't need to be green. Okay. That's a snake. A snake. Alright, so here's, so I've managed to get most of it. I'm going to do another layer here. I'm going to do a sort of periwinkle blue here. Periwinkle-esque. Not quite the same, but so at the moment I'm still doing line art, but I can't. God, this is going to be a pain. Let's see here. So if I start with this side sometimes. I'll have to fix angles on that, but that's actually a lot better than what it was a moment ago. To make things a little more understanding here. I will have to that there's some sort of not quite. I need that line to be a little higher. That's a little bit better. I don't know how to fix that line, obviously, but it is a good line to start with. Do this, which gives me something better to work with. And as you can see, it's a little bit more aligned with the face than it is with earlier, than it was earlier. But yes, I need to probably draw a slight line like that as well to give it a heart line where it goes into, because if I go here, hair's up, and my hair is very floofy and whatnot, so it's like I have to draw this as best to my ability to me as my sort of OC, because I'm not too fond of my face being seen in public anymore. Used to. Long time ago. But that's been a long time ago, and that was before I ran into problems with other people. Just drove me up a wall. How fun. Anywho, we're gonna go back into here. We're going to do something like this to start, and then kind of have it curve in a little bit, and then something a little bit interesting like that. And right off the screen. Cause my hair is a little bit more messy and I didn't like that, how that ended up. So, so that I feel like I need to add like one more little hook here. Something more like from the inside. Have that curve in just a smidge. I said smidge, not a horrible amount. That kind of just looks a little more ragged. Okay. And then I'm going to check chat here. Make sure everyone can see me. Make sure I can see everyone else. And okay, back to art. Okay, so from here, I think I'm wanting to do, take a dark gray and start correcting fusing lines here. And start correcting things like his hair here. And just going over everything I want permanent on her. Because it would be a good idea for me to actually start fusing things so that I can not run my computer down with so many layers that are just random amounts of lines for large amounts of sections. Like here, I want to correct something like as simple as the curve here. Like that. I wanted it a little more smooth. And this one here as well. Corrections. Just here, little simple corrections. Because I don't want that all floofed out as much as it is. And just, it was awful. And then I want this here. And then this little jagged line here. Along with this. So I always have something loose. Because I'm basing my OC off of my actual form, my hairstyle and whatnot. Oh, sorry. You guys are having troubles actually seeing my face because I have my face buried in my hand. Also, feel free to screw with me. I have, with my soul coins, why there is a little bit of lore to why I named them soul coins. For those of you on Twitch, you are welcome to screw around with me. Guys also should be able to, on I think panel 2, you should be able to mess with my voice on voice mod, which I think is set up. Let me check here. Okay, it looks like it's set up. But yeah, anywho, I will be continuing drawing. Let's work on this mask here real quick because obviously I did a few lines. I want permanent like this one here. I would like it to be permanent. So I need to make sure it's thin. Obviously I don't have all the lines down yet. I just am readjusting. And I'm going to purposely avoid going into areas like within the bounds of the lines of my hair because I want to have actual solid color instead of something that's partially transparent and makes it even harder for my head to think. Just go like that and correct a line there just a little bit. This line should not be affecting this line much at all. If I were to fix the angle of that, that should be fine. But yeah, this is basically gist of it. Me having to correct lines and whatnot. Plus, this would be a great opportunity for me to slip in my character's face tattoo, which is a tattoo I actually designed based off of an actual human hand and a stopwatch, pocket watch, I should say. Specifically, designed specifically because I wanted something to show that I am interested in this kind of stuff. Time and death sort of thing, just for funsies. Because I designed it, it makes it a little more personable. I just don't want to get a tattoo yet. There we go. Teeth are certainly annoying to draw. I've had this trouble with this specific mask for a while. This mask makes it really hard. Oh. Hi, Blue. I needed to turn that supplement off. Thank you. Okay, there's the posture. I need this one. And then there's a supplement. And hydrate. Right here. Oh, sorry. Bonked my mic with my water bottle. It's going good. Slow. I have so many things, so many different projects I need to finish. I'm glad you came and hopped in and yeah. Yeah, this is basically what it's looking at the moment. Large amount of art. I'll eventually finish this. It's just gonna take a while. I was motivated to do it when I wasn't streaming, but I also remembered it's no longer on my phone for me to do from my phone. And yes, I'm going over in gray line. That's how it's gonna be. No, I don't think anyone else has joined yet. I'm just hanging out, sort of thing. But yeah, if I take away all these layers, it's gonna be chaos. I have so many layers behind my head here, that I'm having a hard time keeping track, so I'm fusing them all, and just into like mostly one layer that I can just alter as needed. I'll leave that top part there. And like so. gives me a mouth. And there's also this eye here that needs to be dealt with. Like that, and then... Yeah, I always try to swap layers when I do something new. Just so that if I screw up, I don't screw up everything that I just did prior. Like, I separated the hair from the mask here. So that it wasn't so I wouldn't, like, accidentally mess up. But I'm currently going over the lines that I'm absolutely confident in keeping, because I don't want to have to do a whole bunch of merging and then realize, oh, I already did this layer here that it was meant to go on and whatnot, so I might as well just fuse them in one and then hide the rest for a while, and then hopefully I'll have something workable. But if I want to change something, it'll be easier for me to change it on the previous stuff. And if I'm absolutely confident, I'm not confident I can do these lines. There we go. But yeah, that allows me to basically hide the ones I don't want, and then just focus on other layers. Not. And I was just checking YouTube chat for a moment, and then now I'm back over here drawing. Since I have it open. So I should hide him. He's in the way of my thought process. Love him, but in the way. Not intentionally. Okay. So I decided this line wasn't worth it, so I was gonna do this line here. And this is basically me trying to because I have so much more to add to her, and you can always change it pretty easily. It's just a matter of me not messing up as badly as I do sometimes. There was an entire section on his glasses that I messed up. Oh, then that chin goes into the neckline. Hold on, I've got to deal with the chin line too. Oop. That there. Okay, that is not important. Getting messages somewhere. Is it over here? Oh. Oh, my boyfriend just got off work, I guess. My phone keeps buzzing in the background, which is why I will have to listen to what my boyfriend said after, because the title of that is definitely not something I want to say out loud. Yeah, even though I'm more of a shy person, and that's why, like, I do say that I'm not really allowing minors into my chat and whatnot, mainly because, Yeah, I'm shy, but I also have a tendency to swear like a sailor. um, yeah. I don't want to be the person who upsets parents when I want to be a parent myself. You should see me at horror games. Blah. All the words that come to my mind. I said screw you several times to the freaking entity in Backrooms Escape Together. So yeah. That is the reason I choose what I choose. This side here is gonna be a lot easier than the other. Go. And then the chin here. There. That should do. Cover everything. And then here's this line. I don't want this line here. This line is weird visually to me. I'm okay with the jawline here. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to go and follow it. The chin. Go. Here's this line here. Okay, my shaky hand needs to stop being shaky. I even say damn it when I screw up sometimes. Like, it's just a habit of mine that I wish I could break. Something it's gonna take a lot of effort to break, and I'm not ready to put that effort in. Okay, so and then let's see if I can get my hand to stop being all shaky here. It might help if I wasn't plugged in to the mouse here. Hold on. Okay, that feels a lot better. I was being restricted. Yeah. Restriction on my mouse does not help. There we go. Well, yeah. But I have at least a year, well, over a year still, to work on it. I don't think I can get my boyfriend to do the same. I might be able to convince him when we're, living together for a month, but I still need to finish the habit workbook that I started reading before I can really focus on any thing that requires, okay, that can go, needs to stay, that can go, what was this? Okay, the weird layer 18 that I still can't figure out. Here needs to stay, this needs to stay, okay, that part can go, hair needs to stay until I finish it. That is a lot of progress in figuring out where I need to work on, and a lot of progress in figuring out what areas I need to update. Like this here needs to go boop. And then over this. Okay, and then over this way. It's a lot of focus to do the... Wow. Do these sort of lines. And a lot less desk popping. I seem to have that issue a lot because my mouse seems to hit the corner of my laptop. And it's super annoying when I'm trying to do something. Like I dropped a friend that I was carrying. He ended up declaring himself the winner, even though I was taking him somewhere fun. Or was gonna put him down. But I had to let him have it because one, he did technically escape me. And two, he I was helping all his keyboard spams was so loud. Alright, see ya, Blue. Hope you have fun as well. Alright, and then the ear can go, and then that's just another step. I still need to get the nose. Actually, I do technically want most of this nose anyways. Mainly because the design, I'm going to do it properly. I want it all the way up, but I do need some of it for a specific design, which means I need to do that. Alright. Now, I want most of the top here. Check over here. Okay, I'm gonna check. Okay. Checking the middle areas. Might have somebody watching. Back to art. Alright. Let's get this top part so that it's that. And then this neck here. This neckline I need to fix. But I can also hide the neckline if I wanted to. I'm not going to do these perfectly. These are that. This gives me something to work with. Probably could get away with one more. Like so. And then if I were to do that, that looks like a part. Alright. As for this, I want to make it a little more like this. This is the line correction I'm doing for this one here. Mainly because I want to try a different style than the one I'm used to with the hair. And part of that is me learning how to do said style. That might have been a little bit much. should do it. And that should give me something to work with in terms of hairline. Now I need to draw this again. From there, I can figure out the rest of the hairline, like back here, where it's gonna go if I leave some tufts out or something. I have to think of that before I can even draw it. Because I have to imagine it before I can draw. That's where most of my creativity comes from, is my imagination. It takes a lot of thought for me to do something so simple. I also want to smooth that out a bit. That's going to be hard to do. There. That's a little smoother. That. Alright, and then... Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. Maybe if I go from up and over. Nope, that was worse. Alright, there's that concentration. Stop there, otherwise I can end up messing up. Okay, and then there we go. Something happened here. Let's see if I can correct this little section just a little bit. Try to make them as final as possible. Alright, I'm gonna do check over here on YouTube and Twitch for any more chatters. Okay, and then I don't want to do something like this. Make it a little more help if I start from that angle. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay. Checking chat at every stop I can to take a breath, and then this is the one that I wanted to be a little bit different, to be inside a little bit. And then I seem to have better time with curves if I go from left to right. But recreating curves I already have seems to be the most difficult. And I'm going to try to finish this hair before the end of the stream. That's what I'm going to do in terms of line art. that is my goal for today. And that was the only way I was getting that line to work. So the reason I didn't go straight through and I just followed and then clicked down was because... Sorry, I had to double check here. It's because I knew that I needed to correct that line, because it was not at all proper here. And then I go here, here, here. So that should deal with that. And then do that. And there we go. Chaos of my hair. That's typically my chaos. It's super soft and yet super annoying to deal with. Okay, now I just need to figure out this whole neck issue. Because yeah, my neck, because I'm technically trying to lean into him. Getting the proper neck is the most difficult, but I think it is fine. I just do this. No. How should I do this? I should probably do a little bit of loose bits of hair here. Just because I have a tendency to not get every little strand. And then like that maybe. And then I can follow it up with the freaking line. That looks a little bit more tolerable to me. It would help if I could just get this line straight. There we go. Well, that's better. And now I can go minimize that. That looks a lot better. Now I just need to figure out where his is. There we go. And basically I can do probably, you know what, because his cheek should be over me, I should have that there erased, and probably just follow his cheek line like so. So it kind of just blends in. That way I can just, it be an easier time coloring. And I am checking in on chat, both YouTube and Twitch here, and going back to art. About 9 minutes, I should probably press that. Press the save button. And there is still parts missing, but I think that's good to start with. And I can actually probably, I'm gonna duplicate this real quick, and then layer 33 is the main one, and so I'm going to real quickly drop everything and make it darker. And then his, that's the snake. Okay, so I'm gonna, his is layer 2, I'm gonna duplicate that as well. But I am going to do some erasing of one of the 2 layers here, so that it, so the layering wise it looks nicer visually, and 2, I can actually probably get some coloring done. So I think I'm gonna color her before I color him, because her I'm more certain of colors, and I'd like my boyfriend's opinion on this before I start coloring, but I'll probably put down some base colors for this so that it's a little more nice. Almost missed this section. There we go. And yeah, that snake is gonna get completely redone. But yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much how it looks at the moment. Is still need a lot of progress. But yeah, there needs to be an earring here, a collar here for me. Him, I need to get the snake dealt with, and his hair. I'm not entirely done. So if we go look here, you can't really see it very well, but it's got a bunch of hair. He does have a mustache and stuff, so this was just a rough sketch. And then very rough sketch. And so this is what it's at now, and I'm very proud. I should also save again while I'm at this stage. I should probably do something about this. Transform. It's going on her cheek. Hold on. I need to look at my OC real quick. It is flipped. Like this. Here, and I think I need to look at the actual eyes. I'll apply so that I can actually locate the original set of eyes for my drawing here, so that I can get a decent placement. I need to transform again, shrink some more. Like that. Okay. And then, yeah, of course, I'm gonna be screwing with this a little bit, so I need to do another layer here. I'm going to start messing with lines a bit so that it's a little more visible on character's face. Probably drop that down to a 2. There's that. This is a second hand one. Trying to mimic what I see, but it's really hard when I can't really see what's going on here. It's actually very hard to see. And there's that there. Again, I should probably save. That needs to be up 2 or 3 here. Exterior should be a thicker line. Back to 2 while I figure out these lines here. Yeah, that's as good as it's gonna get in terms of, oh hey, there's a freaking hand there. Oh, maybe that was there. Alright, that's as good as it's gonna get, because if I let that layer 7 be, it's gonna be so tiny that it's not even worth seeing. So I'm gonna hue this saturation brightness all the way to -100. There we go. I get it's a little bit thick. Can't really do much in thickness when I'm already working as small as I can. Like I did 2 and 3. If I went any smaller, it would be just as bad as the original. But anywho, I should real quick save, and then we'll have to finish this another time, because again, we're not even anywhere close to finished, because this is where we're at. We're at a point where it's not even finished still. I want this to be finished. I still have to get lines here, and his hair, and his stash, his eyebrows. I still have to get a neck, a collar here, and earbud, or earrings. Oh my god. Oh, didn't feel right. Anywho, we're gonna swap over here. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I'll probably start a playlist on this whole art thing. Probably. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you're on YouTube, please go over to my Twitch and leave a follow. Also, please leave a like, subscribe, and share. It really helps. And if you're on my Twitch, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also probably come find this video and leave a like. It really helps. Thank you guys, and Johnny. 2 RNG smiles. If you would like to be up here with these supporters, I would like to give thanks to my Patreon supporters. Tier 2 RNG smiles. If you would like to be up here with these supporters, head to my Patreon, link in the description. My other links to other things I am a part of are also